So now I'm here on TumbleBooks and I'm going to look up my book. You can explore TumbleBooks on your own. There's in your Clever, you can go to literacy and click on TumbleBooks, and you can explore that on your own. So Oscar lives next door. So we will get started.
Daddy is a Pullman porter on the railway. He is dog-tired by the time he gets off the train at Windsor Station.
It's good to be home,
he says softly as he lays his head on his pillow. But he doesn't fall asleep because Oscar lives next door.
I'm going to pause. So did you notice anything about the setting yet? Windsor Station. So Dad works for the railway at Windsor Station. Windsor Station. How do I know? It says Daddy works there. So I'm doing it like this. Place, clues. I think that I have another clue. I think that another place, based on the pictures, I can see that they're in a city. I don't know what city, but for the clues, I'm going to write the place. I'm writing city. For the clue, I'm writing illustration, the picture in the story. Let's keep going.
Root-a-toot-toot goes Oscar's trumpet. Daddy sits up in bed.
We're moving,
he says.
That Oscar roots and toots too much.
Bing, bang, bop goes Oscar's piano.
We're moving,
says Daddy, pulling the pillow over his ears.
That Oscar bings, bangs, and bops too much.
Oscar's brothers and sisters play musical instruments too. They jam day and night. Bing, bang, bop, bop, bang, root-a-toot, toot, toot.
We're moving,
Daddy shouts.
I can't stand this racket anymore.
He shoves cotton in his ears, but nothing can drown out the music from next door. We never do move. I love listening to Oscar's lullaby long after the shuffling, scuffling noises of our neighborhood hush. One day, Oscar races me down Atwater Street. We run past the dress shop with its doll ladies dressed in sparkling gowns. And we sprint past the beauty parlor where hair sizzles between the hot comb's teeth. My legs are shorter and move faster than Oscar's long legs, but he takes bigger strides than I do. He reaches the corner before me. Let's pretend to be elephants, I say. We lumber down the street, swaying our arms from side to side and bellowing.
Did you catch another place? I did. Atwater Street, so I'm writing that down in my places.
A farmer's cart rolls by us on its way to the market. Neigh! Whinnies the horse pulling the cart. Neigh! We answer back, bobbing our heads and lifting our feet high like horses. We giddy up back to the church, where we play a trick on Reverend James. We bang on the church door and hide. Reverend James pokes his head out of a window.
Oscar, Mildred,
he calls.
Come out from those bushes.
My heart pounds in my chest. Oscar's eyes are as big as saucers. We dash away, squealing like piglets. We don't stop running till we're back home. Oscar is laughing so hard he starts to cough. He has to bend over to catch his breath. Oscar's father calls and points to his watch. It is time for Oscar's music lessons. See you tomorrow, Oscar, I say. Oscar waves goodbye. On warm evenings, we sit on the back porch listening to neighborhood sounds. A train whistle wails in the distance. Daddy's train.
That's A and F,
says Oscar. I strain to listen, but only Oscar can hear every musical note of the howling choo-choos as Daddy's train leaves the station and clangs along the canal. The trumpet is Oscar's favorite instrument.
There's a genie inside,
whispers Oscar.
Listen.
He blows a few notes and, like magic, a turbaned genie curls out of the trumpet's mouth and floats above the telephone wires. Oscar is a magician. The following Saturday morning, I wait for Oscar to race me to the corner again, but he doesn't come out. I knock on his door. Is Oscar home? I ask. Oscar's very sick, dear, replies Mrs. Peterson. He had to go to the hospital last night. It turns out Oscar has a disease with a long name, tuberculosis. Thank goodness there is a shorter way to say it, TB. Oscar has TB. The doctor says he'll get better, but it will take a long time. I hide in the hall closet. Millie! Mom calls me to supper. I squirm deeper into the closet. Mildred, what are you doing? We played a trick on Reverend James. Is that why Oscar's sick? Mom smiles and shakes her head. No, Millie, you catch TB from other people, not from making mischief. It's like a really, really bad cold. It hurts your chest and makes you cough a lot. Mama rings Mrs. Peterson's doorbell and invites her over for tea. How is Oscar? Mrs. Peterson stirs her tea a moment, then blurts, He won't talk. We can't get a peep out of him. He refuses to talk. The nurses are beside themselves. His father thinks he needs a good spanking. What shall we do? I'm at the end of my rope. I can't visit him in the hospital, so I make Oscar a card. Dear Oscar, the trick we played on Reverend James did not make you sick. Get better and come home soon. Love, Millie. XOXOXOXOXOXOXO. I draw a picture on the envelope and seal it. Mom and I trudge up the hill to the children's hospital and give it to the nurse at the front desk. He'll be thankful for a kind gesture from a friend, she says. I wait a long, lonesome time for Oscar to get better. One morning, Mom hands me a letter with musical notes doodled all over the envelope.
Dear Millie, I got a tractor. It's red and silver and big as a house. The nurses gave it to me because I'm so quiet. I like it here now. I was scared and lonely before. I wish you were here too. Oscar, XO.
Not long afterward, Mrs. Peterson tells Mom that Oscar's talking and laughing again. He's back to his old self, she says, and I'm glad. Spring breezes blow fat bellies into Mama's washing, and Oscar is still in the hospital. At nighttime, I toss and turn. Without Oscar's lullaby, I can't fall asleep. I tiptoe into the living room where Daddy listens to the radio, and I curl up on the carpet like a cat. Soft jazz plays through the radio's carved wooden panel. I believe Daddy misses Oscar too. When Daddy falls asleep, I wander out to the back porch. A light is on at Oscar's. I peek through the kitchen window and see him hunched over the piano. His fingers tickle the keys, while the radio purrs smoky rhythms. Oscar is home. The next day, Oscar stands on the back porch holding his trumpet. He puts it to his mouth and gently presses the keys, but no sound comes out. Daddy and I watch as Oscar takes apart his horn, bit by bit, piece by piece.
I want to see where the magic comes from,
He says. He pokes a finger inside the brass tubes. He looks through one end like a ship's captain. Pretty soon, the floor is cluttered with shiny tubes and valves that he can't put back together. Oscar looks like he might cry. Daddy tells me that Oscar's lungs are no longer strong enough to blow into a horn. Daddy tips his porter's cap and kisses me goodbye.
When I get back to Montreal, I want to see smiles on both of your faces.
I sit beside Oscar on the porch. Warm rain pitter-patters on Oscar's scattered horn. I pick up one of the shiny tubes. Maybe there's a genie inside the piano too, I say. We stand on chairs, open the top of the piano, and gaze inside.
What other places have you been writing? I see one. I wrote down home and hospital and Montreal. Right here when I get back to Montreal. Sounds like a city name. Okay, let's keep going.
Rows of little wooden hammers wearing felt hats run from one side of the piano to the other. Bands of wires stand at attention in front of the hammers. We take turns playing a key and watching the little hammers strike the wire. Oscar sits at the piano. His fingers pause over the keys for a moment before playing. When they finally touch the keyboard, it sounds like rolling thunder. His father hires a piano teacher, and Oscar practices. We don't have as much time to play anymore, but we still like to sit on the back porch. Tonight, Mama has a treat for Oscar and me, but it's not ready yet. We watch the sun set while jazz music bubbles up from a dance club.
I'm gonna be an explorer,
says Oscar. I'm gonna be a ballerina, I say. We daydream while Mama's cornbread cools on the windowsill.
All right. So, as a reminder, what we've been looking for we've been writing down, paying attention in this story about the setting, describing the setting, all of the different places that we notice in the story, and explain what word, pictures, or inferences told you that. So, home, well, my clues for that were the pictures, the hospital, the word hospital when he got sick with TB, and Montreal. Dad said he would be returning there. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed this story. Oscar lives next door, and you've collected the different places and the text clues that told you about those places. Please take a picture of your work or submit the work that you did or you're going to do on your Notability or in your Google Docs.